What's up, you guys? Matt Jablonski here with the Pointer Change. Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing out there? Hope you guys are having a good weekend. Hope you had a good Sunday. Sorry we're running a little late tonight. I was out of signal today. I went to a country battle of the bands today. It was like a country concert that went through most of the day today, actually. It started at like 11 o'clock this morning and went till about 5 o'clock this afternoon. So me and my best friend went over and checked that out. Some amazing talent in those bands, man. It was really awesome. We were really hoping to hear some old school style country, and the first band that came up kicked off with like Johnny Cash and just Merle Haggard and awesome old school country. Then there was some guys that sounded more like Jason Aldean, and it was right in my realm of country music, so I absolutely loved it. What's up, Lynette? What's going on? Brian O'Brien, good to see you. Josh and Lori are here, guys. Make sure you hit those hearts, hit those thumbs ups, those care emojis, ha-has, all those good things. Share this video out. Make a comment if you haven't yet. Let me know where you're watching from or recovery dates, something like that. Tonight, we're hanging out with Nick and Amanda. Nick is a good friend of mine. Amanda is his new girlfriend who we're going to put on the hot seat and grill tonight. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're not going to grill anybody. Nick's a good buddy of mine. I met Nick through Never Give Up. A friend of ours, Matt Traver, introduced us to each other. We work recovery in much the same way, so Matt thought it would be a good idea for us to connect. We connected, and we hit it off like hotcakes. I don't know, what's something that hits it off well? That's what we did. We hit it off like something that hits off well. We did great. He's a good friend of mine. He came down to visit me. And we've just been talking ever since, man. And I've really loved keeping up with Nick and seeing how he's moving forward in his recovery. He's got a lot of awesome, really deep insights. So really good guy. So I'm glad to have him on tonight. What's up, Josh, with 2/6/2020? Right on, brother. Maria, good to see ya. Angie, good to see you tonight. Thanks for coming by, guys. All right. I'm not going to waste any more of our time. I'm going to bring Nick and Amanda up here. Amanda is currently in the middle of eating a popsicle. So there you go. There's Amanda and her popsicle, everyone. What's up, guys?
How's it going, Maddie?
This is going to be the most chill interview I've ever done. Look at you guys. Good to see you guys tonight, man. How's that popsicle, Amanda?
Really good.
That's good. It's so good.
Banana.
Is it banana? Oh, I love banana popsicles, man. That's like my shit. I recently bought a whole bag of banana popsicles. So she's pushing herself through the pain. She's not even enjoying the popsicle, just needed a popsicle.
Yeah, other bit of news.
Oh, yeah, you guys are engaged now, huh?
For sure.
Right on, man. Right on. When did that happen?
Just this past Friday.
Right on. Excellent. How'd you pop the question?
Well, she was dropping a few not so subtle hints. And we were talking about it already, how it just seems like we knew each other for like ever. You know, it really hasn't been all that long, but these past months is just crazy how we got this close so quick and feeling so comfortable. And there's things I know I'm feeling that were new. And this is coming from someone who was married for 14 years. And this is shit that was, you know, like this is what it's supposed to be.
Right on, bro. Right on. I'm happy for you guys. Congratulations, man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thanks for being understanding tonight with me running late and still making time to come on here.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So how's life treating you, man? What's going on? Anything new?
Well, I'm managing a sober living in Sheboygan. I'm the check-in coordinator over there. Just had to do an intake tonight for a new resident.
Right.
And there's talk of buying a new house. Right now, it's just the upstairs apartment to a building in Sheboygan, and there's a house that they're looking at buying. We'll be able to have 15 beds, and they're talking about redoing the basement into an apartment for the live-in manager, which is a position I'm looking at taking.
Nice. That'd be a pretty cool gig. That's something I know you've kind of been geared towards getting into that for a while now.
Yeah, and the bonus is him and the director and I are going to be going through recovery coach schooling and also to become trainers. Because right now there's only like one group that does it, and they want you to work for them once they put you through the training. And it's like, well, what if people don't want to work there? And this area doesn't have a lot of recovery coaches. So we're going to do that and become trainers. Make it a little easier for other people who would like to do it. They could train through us. And then I would also be able to log recovery coach hours at the sober house.
That's cool. Heck yeah, man. Yeah, I'm happy for you. If you're moving into a position where you're doing something like that, you've kind of been, like I said, you've been kind of geared towards that and looking for something in that realm. So that's good, man. That's really good. And I'm glad it's going to come with some kind of certification as well. Has it been a challenge for you at all working with people who are in early recovery while you're still pushing through your own recovery?
Sometimes, but I think that's more like recently we had someone at the sober house OD out in front of the place, and he was one of our residents who I did the intake for, and it was kind of hard because it's like I seen him doing well, I seen him like have that spark, and then just like that we had to throw him out, and it hurts, you know. It sucks, but it is what it is. I mean,
that's kind of part of the sandwich that we decide to eat here, you know, is watching that kind of shit happen.
It's certainly not easy.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, you know, we can see enough success to keep us pushing in it. A lot of times the problem with working with recovering addicts is you fall into burnout or emotional complacency and stuff, you know, where it's just, you just see so much failure and so many people dropping off. So it gets hard to do, but I'm glad you're doing it, man, for sure. We need as many people speaking out in this darkness as we can find. Who's this little one?
This is Harper.
Hi.
She's going to be 1 next month.
What's up with your hair, kid?
You got hair like mine. Look at that.
Yeah, whole, working with addicts. There's a guy I see at meetings every now and then. He works in recovery as well, and he'll straight up tell you, he's like, I fucking hate drug addicts.
we're the worst, man. Tell you, the best and the worst right here.
It's like, to hear that coming from him is like, what?
Well, it's like me, man. I'm around people all the time, but I'll tell you, fucking hate people, man.
Oh, yeah.
I am a people, and you're a people, and these guys are all people, but I don't like people.
I sympathize with the Grinch because he didn't hate Christmas; he hated people, and that's fair.
That's fair. That's fair. They ruined Christmas, right? Oh. So I guess I know your recovery story, bro, but like, let's kind of run down the, you know, where you're from and how you fell into drug addiction and all that for the people that don't know you.
All right. Well, I came up in Plymouth, Wisconsin. I had a relatively decent childhood. Like, there's nothing too terrible coming up. I mean, sure, like most people, had some troubles in school with fellow students, but nothing too major. Dealt with depression pretty much my entire life And even my earliest memories are wishing I was never born. Even what, 7 years old, 8 years old, we were camping out at High Cliff State Park, went on one of them hikes, climb up all that shit, and I'm looking out over the water and there's rocks right down below us. And the only thing I could think is, that wouldn't even hurt. That's 7, 8 years old. So I guess it really wasn't a surprise when it finally happened, but pretty much I was already married. The marriage was essentially over. We were more like roommates who shared a bed. And it became more work going home than it was doing my job. And working in tool and die, that says something.
Yeah, for sure.
So really I started drinking much before that. And that I think had to do more with my medical issues and tying that in with my depression, going through surgeries. It was, my seizures not being figured out. It was stressful, couldn't sleep. So I would start drinking just to be able to go to sleep. And then down the line, I want to say about 7 years later, I fell a little harder into recreational drug use. And I was smoking weed here and there, but that was always something I could pick up and put down, like changing my underwear. It didn't fucking matter, But when I started playing with cocaine and ecstasy, that was a little different story.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked it a lot.
That's a drug we don't talk about much, is ecstasy, but man, that was something that really got under my skin for a little while as well.
That one was kind of easy to get away from because all the stuff I could find really sucked.
Yeah.
Like the coke was good, but the ecstasy just got horrible.
Yeah. That's something that was easy for me to step away from just because it was such a rare thing to find in the Northwoods. But there was a while there where it was coming around pretty plentiful. And yeah, I went down kind of a tunnel with that stuff too. But but that was all meth-based ecstasy, and that was just falls right into my drug of choice. I was just all about amphetamines, man. So, and ecstasy, like, especially if you're somebody who isn't used to feeling very good, feeling kind of down and sad, and then you do ecstasy, it's one of those drugs that no matter what's wrong with you, ecstasy makes you feel better. Like, so like you take it and you just have this, you have enough energy, like, man, the energy. And you feel so good. It's like, and you want everybody else around you to feel good. And you're like, oh my God, I feel so good. I want all you guys to feel good. You need a chair? I'll make you a chair right now.
I think it was the second time I was on ecstasy. I tried pushing up against my wife at the time, and she wasn't having any of it. So I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm going to go in the other room and I'm going to bust out the Xbox, So I start rocking Call of Duty Zombies. Dude, I'm on that thing for like 8 hours. I was on like level 50 something, it's like I'm one of 2 guys left just tearing shit up.
Super zoned.
Next thing you know, the sun's coming up. I'm like, what in the fuck?
Just wasted 2 days of my life.
Yeah, that night I did 2 tabs, and I only swallowed half of one. The other tab and a half, I crushed and ripped it. So I was going relatively hard for those hours. And but no, my big one for me was cocaine, though.
Yeah.
I mean, once I found that, it was all done. It was like it doesn't seem to have that stigma attached to it. You hear the word heroin and automatically it's terrible, bad stuff. You hear meth and you kind of get that same thing. And well, what's cocaine? It's a fucking party drug, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's no problem. I don't have a problem. I just snort coke. Well, next thing you know, you're stealing from your second job, and well, I guess even from the first job, 'cause I was jacking scrap metal, skimming off my paychecks. Even stole carbide that was going to be turned in for money, and yeah, I always had an excuse of where the money went. And with the job that I had, it's like, well, I needed to buy more tools. I broke a tool, needed to replace one. And when your tools are $200-300 a piece on the cheap end, it's kind of easy to explain away the money.
Yeah, a $50 bag ain't nothing compared to a $300 wrench, right?
Yeah. Well, I figure just in measuring equipment, I probably have about $4,000 just in measuring equipment. You know, one of my micrometers is $420. I think another one is around 500 and something. Yeah, shit's not cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to explain away spending money when you're a machinist or tool maker is rather easy, and made it pretty simple to not get caught. So never had to worry about that at home, and I never got caught up legally. So there was nothing that got in my way. It was just, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to bullshit my way to make it happen. I'm going to steal what I need to make it happen. And that's all I gave a shit about, was getting high. And when I couldn't find soft anymore, uh, I'd pick up some rocks, smoke that instead, usually with a bowl of weed. And I had one pipe set aside for that just because of how horrible it made my piece smell.
Yeah.
And but you know, fuck it, I had 20. You know, I had like 3 bongs and like 16 pipes and dab rig, a couple nectar collectors. It, it was funny. I spent all that money on shit for weed, but what I spent most of my money on was cocaine. And
Yeah.
fuck. And to use it, what I do, I rolled up a damn dollar.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't need all that expensive equipment to roll up a dollar, man.
So yeah, it was a few years of that, and neglecting my kids. Like, I wasn't a father. I was an absent father who lived with his kids. There wasn't any parenting coming from my part. That was all my ex-wife. I give her a ton of credit. And we still may not get along the greatest, but the fact that she raised those kids without me, and even doing what she did to keep that house running and us somewhat financially stable during my mess, I don't know how the hell she did it. But yeah, it wasn't even until I was in detox that I realized I had a problem. And you know, my wife at the time, she was already gone, staying with a friend down in Jackson, and I had the house all to myself. My youngest daughter was up at camp, so even that whole weekend when she left, it didn't even hit me that anything was wrong. And that Monday, you know, everybody has their routine that they do in the morning. You know, you do it just without thinking.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, you know, I get up, put my clothes on, take my pills, put all my shit in my pockets, double check my pockets because I can't count the number of times I left my smokes at home. So I picked up a pack on my way to work, only to realize they were in the wrong damn pocket. You know, double check everything, and then I would turn and look at her in bed, go downstairs and make my coffee. Well, that Monday, you know, she wasn't there, and it kind of hit me. Yeah, I fucked up, and she's gone. So I had a crap day at work. Get home and take my shower, threw something on Netflix. Don't even remember what. Buddy of mine came by, and before he got there, I had already started drinking, figured, fuck it. I don't like feeling like this. I'm going to get retarded.
Mm-hmm.
And so in about 3.5, 4 hours time, I cleared, I want to say north of 2 liters altogether. And my oldest daughter got to witness me dry heave, puke, face plant without even trying to stop myself. And I don't recall any of this. This was all told to me the next day. It's that buddy of mine who come over, he was over again. And I had gone into the other room to load up a bowl and shit. There was only a bowl and a half left. So I asked him, I'm like, bro, were you smoking on my shit while I was passed out? He's like, no, man, we smoked like 6 bowls last night. Like, nah. He's like, yeah, dude. You just kept handing me the grinder and the pipe saying, do the thing. Okay, I guess that happened then.
Yeah. Yeah,
then,
when you're sped up, it don't do nothing to you. You just keep smoking.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? But we apparently smoked 6 frickin' bowls. Then he proceeded to tell me everything I did. And I wasn't even believing him. This is my best friend.
Yeah.
And I guess at one point, my daughter had called and I had given the okay for him to go pick her up, bring her by me for the night. And hence why she got to witness all that crap. But yeah, when he told me about face planting and not even trying to catch myself, I'm like, dude, that's bullshit. And my daughter walks up to me, looks me square in the eye and says, yeah, you scared me, Dad. And even at the time, it didn't even really faze me. But that next day I was back at work. I still hadn't eaten anything. It's been 4 days since I ate. And it's June. I was at work working in the press room because we didn't have a whole lot of work. It was 2020, so everybody was slow. And I ended up passing out at work. They took me to the ER, and they run through those questions on your intake, and they hit that one where they ask if I was a danger to myself or others. And I had been bullshitting them about my drinking and drug use before this point, and cracking jokes and all that kind of shit. But they asked that question, and I don't know why, but I paused, and I said, "Yeah." And they said, "Well, which one?" I said, "Well, myself." They said, "Why?" I said, "Because I don't want to fucking live anymore." Well, apparently that was wrong. Dude, they took everything but my boxers. Bro, they took my socks. Everything. So I'm laying in this bed, damn near ass naked. Camera on me. Dude sitting in the room. Doc comes in and says, "I don't feel comfortable sending you to home. Would you agree to inpatient? Or would you agree to treatment?" I'm like, "Yeah." Because I'm thinking, if I go voluntarily, I can check myself out AMA and go home. But while I was down at detox, that was kind of the plan. And then I did a video chat with my ex-wife and my daughters, and I saw their faces and the concern. And when you're seeing this shit sober and not hungover or anything like that, it hits you a little deep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when
I run from it.
Decided, hey, maybe I got a problem. Maybe I should take this shit serious. And I even said to some of the people there, I don't fucking belong here. I don't belong with all these drug addicts.
Yeah. That's you guys. That's not me.
Yeah, exactly. And then, yeah, it just kind of dawned on me that, hey, I got to change something. I was on a bad path. And so I got out, started hitting meetings, and I got arrogant, thinking, I got a month. This is a breeze. No problem. Got this. I got 6 weeks. Fuck. This ain't no thing. At 60 days, I fucked up. So instead of June, August is my recovery date because I learned I could not think about it in terms of how many months I have or how many weeks I have. And I kind of understood the just for today kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started working my program that way, it became successful. And I don't know, it still wasn't quite everything I wanted, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was only hitting like maybe one meeting a week because I was working second shift. So I ended up switching jobs, was able to hit some more meetings. And then I had this weird thing happen, you know, because my nephew had gone through detox and I was able to help him out, help him get into a sober house, talked him into staying there, brought him to a couple meetings, ended up sponsoring him. I'm sitting in the basement, medicating, watching some YouTube, and I think I was watching like Jordan Peterson or Ben Shapiro or some shit, you know, some political crap. And it just kind of drops in my head that, you know, in order for me to be able to help him the way that I did, I had to go through my mess. And not just that, I had to be clean and in the program. I had to understand what it was and what to do, which wouldn't have happened if not for that, a sponsor and step work meeting, you know. But then even all of that, and I can draw a line 35 years long straight to my sobriety to that point, and it's like shit. If that ain't proof of God, I don't know what is.
I feel you. I feel you.
So then God became a part of my life.
Amen.
I learned what it was like to really be happy, and that was something new. I learned to love myself for the first time ever. I got a relationship with my dad now. 41 years, I'm finally getting a dad.
That's awesome.
And it's like all this stuff has happened because of my sobriety, and none of it would have happened if not for the mess.
Amen. Amen.
If not for the mess, we met because of the program. And now I'm here with someone who, like, literally, I feel like I've known forever. I've shared more of myself with her than with anyone ever. It's kind of weird just how comfortable it is. And so it's like, for all this good to have happened, all that bad had to have happened first. So I really can't even say that I regret anything because everything I've done, everything I've been through has led me to where I am now. And where I am now is happy and healthy.
Amen, brother. Heck yeah, dude. So when did you guys meet? How long you guys been together now?
We met, we met what, October, I want to say?
Maybe
September, October?
September.
Yeah, I think it had to have been September.
End of summer, early fall, somewhere in there.
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah, right on.
Shortly after I stored the bike, that I know.
Yeah, because you didn't have it when we met.
And yeah, we met actually at the recovery house that my nephew had gotten into.
Oh, right on.
And so I kind of make this joke that my ex-wife is kind of responsible for my current happiness because technically it's her nephew.
He's a good kid.
He is.
That's good.
But yeah, it's nuts. And we didn't start dating until December, so it's only been 3 months, and it's like it feels like forever.
Right on, brother. Right on. As long as you're happy, man. That's all I care about. Making sure you guys are just staying working forward and that you're both happy. And that's the main thing right there, dude.
Yeah, start down at Master Lock tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Right on. I use
So
a lot of master locks.
good sized company.
Yeah.
Pays well, great benefits. And downside is it's in Milwaukee, so it's a bit of a hike for me.
Yeah.
But we're talking about moving down to the West Bend area, anyways. That's where my kids are. Granted, that's where like all my problems happen too.
Well, I love those poor kids, though.
But,
so I'll keep you busy.
That was mainly confined to the home I was living in. I didn't really go out to use.
Yeah.
There was maybe 2 other places I used at, and they were a friend's house and a dude I sold to.
Oh, right on. Well, I'm down here too. So if you come down to West Bend area, you won't be that far from me.
Yeah, well, West Bend's only,
It'll be out of my hometown.
Like-
using-
oh yeah, be out of your area.
Yeah, right on. That'd be cool. And you guys would be all close and we could hang out.
Heck yeah. But, I am planning on crashing a wedding around May.
Oh, well, if you happen to be here, I'm getting married in May too. So that'd be awesome, bro. Come on down, man. For sure. I was just saying the other day, I was like, man, I have tried to think of how many, everybody I can think of to send invites. I don't even think I had you on the list. You guys are invited though. So come on out. I'm terrible at thinking of people, man. I really am.
I actually came across an app for planning and downloaded it. Just check it out. You know what? I think we're going to use it.
Try it. Try it, man. If you can get using a planner worked into your life, it's all the better. Me, I can't remember to use the planner to write down the things that I need to remember. I need a planner that I can write down that I need to remember to write into my planner. And then
Yeah, it's the same thing.
I'll have a planner reminder for my planner. And then I think that would roundabout and somehow I would remember.
Oh, Facebook's the only way I remember birthdays.
That's me too. That's me, and my contact list is the only reason I got anybody's phone number. I don't remember. I keep like, I'll have to ask Caitlin her phone number. I don't know my own fiance's phone number. I'll be honest. Like, I'll be like, babe, and she just, what? I'm like, what's your phone number? She's like, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you. I'll be like, I know 815. I know that part. What's the next 3?
Actually, I could happily say that I do know your phone number.
It's not that hard. It's
Well,
like
neither
it's
is
like 4
mine.
numbers.
I'm terrible. I am so terrible. Names, numbers, addresses. I could get lost in a paper bag. I swear.
I barely remember my kids' birthdays, so
I'm right there with you. They're lucky I remember mine, so
I actually forgot about my birthday while I was in detox.
did you? I bet. I look back on my life in addiction and like I don't remember 90% of my birthdays because I just, that was a day to get really messed up. So I really don't remember most of my birthdays. In fact, there was a birthday I had that I went to jail the next day that I never, like years later, I'm in my recovery and I've told that story 1,000 times about the time that I got busted and all this in 2014. but I didn't remember exactly when it happened. And I was looking through my paperwork and I seen that I got fucking busted the day after my birthday. And I was like, holy shit, I didn't know that was the day after my birthday that this shit went down. Like, how gone was I, dude? Oh.
I think this was the first Christmas in 17 years that I was sober. And it hit hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks because you have to remember or not remember, but you have to realize how awesome this time was and how many of those you missed out on, and how great it could have been if you would have just been there. But instead it was a panic and a chaos and a guilt trip and shame and all that crap,
Had to get high before I had to go to Christmas, like, oh, you guys have to wait for me. I got to go run and do this first. Or
and sitting at Christmas or Thanksgiving with your phone, waiting for the phone to go off with somebody to hit you up so you could leave because you had something better to do, Yep. And it's like, now it's like, damn, I wish I would have been here for 90 more of these,
Yeah.
But don't get don't get hung up on the past. Keep your eyes forward. We can't change the past. All we can do is make a beautiful future from here on out, right?
Past should be nothing more than a reminder of where we don't want to be again.
Amen.
And
For
really,
sure.
but at that same point though, I mean, would you be where you are if not for all of it?
I wouldn't change a single day in my addiction.
Would you even know Caitlin had you not?
No, not at all.
Yeah,
it's all the great things that we have kind of blossomed from that mess. It's farming, man. It's cow shit turning into something useful,
God's plan is crazy for us, man, and we don't get to see it, and like that's one of those reasons why I have a hard time with even what I do here at the Point of Change, like speaking out and stopping people from walking down the road of addiction. I understand on the level of, they could possibly die, but then there is this whole underlining level of some people have to go through addiction, like I had to go through my addiction. So it's almost like puts you in this catch-22 situation where you want to save them, but at the same time, is this something that God intended them to go through? So the journeys we walk turns us into who we are.
Like if certain someone wouldn't have called CPS on me and gotten my kids temporarily taken, I believe that I would be dead today if it weren't for her. So at first I was upset and, hysterical and, how dare you do this to me? And looking back, it was a blessing in disguise because now I almost have my kids back. I'm clean. If it wasn't for her taking that step, I would probably be dead today,
Amen. I can agree with that too. I even look back sometimes at like my shitty ex who cheated on me and drug me through the dirt and lied to me, blah, blah, blah. I don't like to tell the story because it feels one-sided, because it is one-sided. I have a biased opinion. Okay. Fuck that bitch. But like when I look back at it, I could have that attitude of fuck that bitch. But then I also look at it as if I wouldn't have learned those lessons that she taught me in that time, I would have walked into that same situation again. I wouldn't have learned how important love is and how important trust is if I didn't see how broken love can be and how broken trust can be. And that taught me how important they are and how fragile they are, So even her dumbass set me up for something good in my future, Oh, well, thanks for coming on, guys. You guys got anything else you want to top this off with?
Anybody got any questions?
Let me check through the comments here. Let's see. Paul Martinez says, "What's up, Genesee? What's going on?" Mike Ward, "I love ecstasy at work," Mike says.
That's one thing I've never done was hallucinogenics. I've always been too afraid because I've seen the movie Shrooms. You haven't seen it? It'll scare you away from doing hallucinogenics.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know. The CARE program kind of got me interested in drugs a little bit. So
Yeah, I was 16 when I first tried like my hard drugs, and that was opiates. And that was until 2018. My stepdad had passed away from Ancient Orange. And that's when my addict brain told me, well, meth isn't heroin. So that was, yeah.
Right.
All
Now
right.
it looks like everybody's keeping up pretty well. Lots of support and love for you guys in the comments. That's for sure. Right on. All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys get out of here, and I'm going to hit the road myself.
yeah, 5 o'clock comes early.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, guys. We appreciate you sharing with us and coming on and just being you. You guys rock.
For sure, man.
All right, guys. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Catch you later, Maddie.
All right, later, bro. Well, there you have it, guys. The Pointer Change meets Nick and Amanda hanging out for a little while. Hope you guys had a good time hanging out with us. I hope everybody learned something or maybe picked up a little bit of love and a little bit of philosophy there from Nick. He's kind of a deep guy. I like listening to Nick talk. He's got that, his voice has just got that calm intensity to it. You know what I mean? Like he's calm. He's so kosher and so stoner-like in his wet essence ways, you know. But he's got this wisdom to him, and then he's got that beard, and then like just that, like what he says, I just feel like the man's words have weight to him. You know, when I hear him talk, I'm like, I just want to listen to him. So hope you guys get that same vibe from him. I hope you guys had a good time hanging out with us tonight and got some laughs and some good stories out of us. Hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your Sunday, and I will see everybody tomorrow here on The Pointer Change, or will I? I don't know if I'll see you guys tomorrow. This week, I would like to try my hand at making a pre-made video. I haven't done much of that yet, but this week I'm going to try and make a pre-made video for you guys and release that. So look forward for that. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us tonight, guys. Have a good night. Until I see you next time, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay clean.